Find a comfortable position, and let it be genuinely comfortable, not merely correct. Let the breath arrive without your assistance. It is managed without you all day. We are going to spend some time tonight with something you have worn for so long that you have stopped experiencing it as clothing. Layazi wrote that a man alive is soft and supple. In death he becomes rigid and hard. Plants while living are tender and pliant, and when they die they are dry and brittle. Therefore, he concluded, the hard and the rigid are the companions of death, and the soft and the yielding are the companions of life. Ru Yuo Shengang Qiang, the soft overcomes the hard. We read that as a lesson in strategy. Let us read it tonight as a description of a body. Let that thought settle. Somewhere in your history you were soft, and it was not safe. You do not need to name the year. You may not have language for it, and language is not required tonight. There was simply a period in which openness was expensive, and you were intelligent, and you adapted. You built something. Perhaps it was competence. If you are excellent, nobody looks too closely at whether you are well. Perhaps it was humor. If you get there first, if you say the sharp thing about yourself before anybody else can, then it is yours, and it cannot be used against you. Perhaps it was self-sufficiency. If you never need anything, you can never be refused. Perhaps it was agreeableness. If nobody is ever angry with you, nobody ever leaves. Perhaps it was distance. A pleasant, warm, absolutely impenetrable distance, admired by everyone, entered by no one. Let that thought settle. Now, before anything else, before any suggestion of change, do this one thing. Thank it. Genuinely, not as a technique. That armor was made by someone young, with limited materials in difficult conditions, and it worked. You are here. You are sitting in a quiet room, breathing, with the leisure to consider your own psychology, and that is not nothing. Some part of you built the thing that carried you to this moment. It was not a character flaw, it was engineering. Let that thought settle. And here is the difficulty, which everybody arrives at eventually, and which nobody enjoys. Armor does not know when the war has ended. It cannot know. It has no windows. It goes on protecting you at exactly the same intensity in a room full of people who wish you well, and it cannot tell the difference between an enemy and somebody standing close enough to touch you. The very thing that saved you is now the thing standing between you and everyone. Consider the practical shape of this in your life. Consider that your partner or your closest friend or the person who has been trying for some years to reach you may have never seen you frightened. Not once. Not in all this time. Consider that people describe you with words like strong, capable, grounded, and that you feel a small private grief every time, because those words are accurate and they are also a wall, and you built it. And now you live behind it, and it is quiet in here. Let that thought settle. The old texts insist on this again and again from different directions. Xi Quan wrote Layazi, yield and remain whole, bend and stay straight, empty and be filled. It is the willow that survives the ice storm having bowed. It is the oak, magnificent and unbending, that is found in the morning across the road. Rigidity is not strength. Rigidity is what strength turns into when it stops being able to move. So let us not speak of removing the armor. That is too large and too dramatic, and frankly it is the language of people who have never needed any. Let us speak of one buckle. One. Let that thought settle. There is a person. You know who they are. You thought of them already twice while I was speaking. And there is a sentence, small, undramatic, something like, that was harder than I let on, something like, I have been struggling with this. Something like, I would like to see you more and I have never said so because I was not sure you felt the same. The sentence is not the risk. The risk is the half second after it, in which you have no idea what will come back. That half second is the whole of vulnerability. Everything else is theater. Let that thought settle. You will not be able to guarantee the response. That is what makes it real. If you could guarantee it, it would be a transaction, and you have done thousands of those, and none of them made you feel less alone. Some people will not be able to receive it. That is true, and it is not a reason to remain sealed. It is a reason to choose well and then to be brave. The living thing is soft, the dead thing is hard. You are still living. Let that thought settle. Let the shoulders come down. Somewhere in this life, you have been holding a position long after the reason for it ended. You may put it down, not all of it, not tonight. One buckle. Then breathe and see that the room is still here, and that you are still here, and that nothing has come to harm you.